In Brazil, one of the most successful influencers is Rosa, whose toy review videos have millions of followers. Her mother Dora is behind the camera and has decorated Rosa's bedroom in their new house like a studio, which was paid for by their sponsors. One evening, their dinner is interrupted by the doorbell. It's their neighbors, who saw that Dora and Rosa just moved in and want to introduce themselves. The daughter Luana immediately recognizes Rosa and records a short clip of them together on her phone, calling Rosa her future best friend. Luana asks to see the filming room, so Rosa takes her there while Dora invites the parents for coffee. In the bedroom, Luana is excited about all the props and even the bed. She notices that Rosa doesn't talk a lot, which is very different from the channel. Rosa doesn't know how to react, so she gifts her a toy. In the living room, Vera explains she's the president of the neighbor association and invites Dora to come to the meetings, since she wants more women around. Dora feels awkward and doesn't know how to make conversation, so all the questions come from the neighbors. When Vera asks about the rest of the family, Dora says it's just her and Rosa. Dora also gets very jealous of Vera and Beto having such a loving relationship. Sometime later, Dora is making a perfectly decorated lunch when Rosa shows her the latest selection of toys that the sponsors sent. She isn't happy because they aren't very good toys, so Dora reminds her that the companies precisely send the ones that don't sell to promote them and increase sales. Dora offers to cancel the contract if her daughter isn't happy, but Rosa agrees to do the video anyway. When Luana watches the video, Vera notices the number of Rosa's followers has and points out that it's too much work for a child. However, Luana wants to be rich and famous like her. Afterward, Vera tells Beto that Dora must be making lots of money from her daughter's channel, otherwise she couldn't afford that house with a teacher's salary. Beto thinks Vera shouldn't care so much about their neighbors' private lives. The next morning, Rosa goes to her new school and everyone stares at her and takes pictures or videos. Luana is still very friendly and guides her to their classroom, where the kids take selfies with Rosa and ask lots of questions. Dora soon arrives as well because she's the new teacher. When Luana sends Rosa a text inviting her to her house, Dora gets a copy. Rosa shares a look with her mom before telling Luana she can't go because she has videos to film. Sometime later, Dora reminds Rosa that her 13th birthday is coming and they should organize a party, but Rosa says she doesn't have many friends yet. Dora tells her it'll change soon and shows her some cake ideas, which are all very childish. When Rosa tries to choose a dress for the party, she grabs one suitable for a preteen that she never gets to wear, but Dora makes her put on a childish princess one instead. On the day of the party, bodyguards are watching over everything. The decorations are very childish as well. Dora wants to make a video with the dress and decorations, but Rosa wants to enjoy her party without work. A manipulative Dora pretends to agree while commenting on how disappointed their followers will be, guilt-tripping Rosa into changing her mind. Soon the party is in full swing. Luana makes lots of videos with Rosa while Beto notices this is quite an extravagant party for just a child. He tries to get a drink from the bartender, but Dora takes over and makes him her favorite cocktail. While everyone is busy, Vera goes to the kitchen to snoop around. When Dora catches her red-handed, Vera pretends she's only admiring the decoration. Then Vera pretends she's considering investing in a channel for Luana and asks Dora how she handles the finances, but Dora says today isn't for work and sends her back to the party. When it's time for the cake, Dora helps Rosa blow out the candles, and Rosa gives the first slice to her mother as a symbol that she's her best friend. After the party is over, Dora heats some milk and puts some medicine in it before giving it to Rosa. Once Rosa is deeply asleep, Dora gives her an injection. One morning at the market, Dora bumps into Beto. They chat for a while and Beto offers to drive her to work. Meanwhile, Rosa is having trouble in gym class. She can't catch the ball and keeps getting dizzy until she eventually collapses. At the hospital, the doctors take Rosa's blood to run some tests. When Dora arrives, she immediately takes Rosa away. That night, Dora makes Rosa drink the milk again. They look at some old pictures together and Rosa is confused by a photo of her 4th birthday party, since she remembers celebrating it with her friend Zoe, who was born the same day. Dora claims that it had been her 5th birthday, not her 4th. After Rosa falls asleep, Dora dances in her closet while trying on different outfits. Then she goes to a club, where she drinks and flirts with guys. Once she finds one she likes, they get naughty in an alley. Afterward, Dora goes home and notices it's raining, so she wakes Rosa up and forces her to go outside to make a video. The next day at school, a teacher sees the video and points out that it started to rain in the middle of the night, so it wouldn't be healthy for a kid to be awake at that hour. However, Dora claims she used editing tricks and the rain isn't real. Meanwhile, the school nurse gives Rosa the hospital login information so she can see her test results. Rosa uses a school computer to access and discover that she has a severe hormonal imbalance and malnutrition. She feels quite confused and disturbed by this revelation, so she doesn't tell her mother. At home, Rosa records several videos in a row and wants a break, but Dora reminds her that they have to do the promotional clips too. Rosa mentions that she has homework, so Dora volunteers to do those exercises while Rosa finishes the last video. One afternoon at school, Luana asks Rosa to help her organize her birthday party. Rosa tells her about Zoe and wonders how she's doing today, so Luana looks her up on social media. Before they can find her, Dora shows up and stops them, which means she gets alerts for everything Rosa does on her phone. After Luana goes to class, Dora claims she invited Zoe to the latest party but she didn't want to come. She didn't tell Rosa before because she didn't want to upset her. Sometime later, Vera helps Luana make a video for social media. However, she interrupts their recording session when she sees Dora going for a run. Minutes later, Vera arrives at the gym where Dora is exercising. They chat a little bit and Vera tries to talk about how much money Rosa's channel is making again. Dora is evasive and says it's all for her daughter's future before walking away. At school, Dora shows the videos to other teachers as if it was her proud work. When the nurse asks her if she saw the test results, Dora pretends she did and quickly leaves the room. Then she talks to her daughter in private, so Rosa pretends she lost the paper with the information and forgot to tell her. Rosa asks if the nurse told Dora anything about the results, so Dora claims it's her anemia, which she's had since she was a baby. They only have to adjust her medication. That night, Vera is getting a surprise ready for Beto, so she asks Luana to stay in her room. Meanwhile, Dora gives Rosa the usual dose and gets ready to go out. This time she goes to a bar, knowing Beto will be there. She approaches him by pretending it's a coincidence and they share a drink while they chat. Beto admits he's tired of his job and sometimes he wants to go away from everything. Dora asks about the state of his marriage but he avoids the subject. When Dora says that being a single mother is very hard, Beto holds her hand to comfort her. They end up going to the bathroom to get naughty. In the middle of the night, Rosa wakes up because she feels uncomfortable and finds a strange lump in her arm. She calls her mother but nobody is home, so she decides to take care of it with nail clippers in the bathroom. To her shock, she finds a little stick under her skin. At that moment Rosa hears her mom enter the house, so she quickly cleans everything and rushes to get back in bed. When Dora checks on her, she thinks she's asleep. At the same time Beto tells Vera that he's late because he had extra work and got stuck in traffic. Vera scolds him for not texting her at all today, reminding him that it's their anniversary. An argument ensues and they're so loud that Luana can hear them from her room. The next morning, Rosa asks Dora why she left last night. Dora claims she took out the trash and ended up chatting with the neighbors. Later Dora meets with Beto in secret, revealing that they're having an affair. After school, Luana texts Rosa to ask her to hang out. Rosa has to beg to convince Dora to let her go. While the girls wander around the park, Luana shares that her parents had an argument, and Rosa thinks she's lucky to at least know her dad. Then Rosa borrows Luana's phone, claiming hers broke. Luana has an old one at home so she gifts it to her. Alone in her bedroom, Rosa searches for the little tube in her arm and discovers it's a puberty inhibitor. After Dora leaves for the neighbor association meeting, Rosa texts Zoe, who is extremely happy to hear from her. She shares that she's moved to the same city and asks her to meet. Meanwhile, Dora leaves the meeting early saying she has things to do, only to meet with Beto. Back to Rosa, she searches her mother's closet for some cash, but she can't find any. To her surprise, she discovers a negative pregnancy test. At that moment Dora returns, so Rosa rushes to get into her mom's bed and pretends she's there because she missed her. Dora sees it as a sweet gesture. The next day, Rosa pretends she feels sick and Dora tells her to skip school. However, she also announces she'll stay home to take care of her. Rosa reminds her that she's 13 now so she can be alone at home for a few hours. As soon as Dora leaves, Rosa goes to the park to meet with Zoe, who looks quite older than her. They chat about their lives and Zoe invites Rosa to a party, but Rosa explains she has to work. When Zoe mentions school, Rosa realizes she's about to graduate. This means Zoe is actually 17 and Rosa can't possibly be 13. Overwhelmed by all the revelations, Rosa runs away while thinking about her childhood. She remembers the first time her mother got touchy with her arm, and how her anemia appeared the next day. Rosa manages to make it to school, only to pass out at the entrance. Dora immediately picks her up and takes her home. Afterward, Rosa hides in the bathroom to cry. Dora tries to explain that having the first period is normal at this age, only for Rosa to come out and demand the truth. At that moment the secret phone rings and Dora finds it in the bag. Rosa tells her mother she ruined her life and that she'll post about it online, so Dora locks her up in her bedroom. Rosa has a breakdown and starts destroying all her dresses and decorations. Meanwhile, Dora texts Zoe pretending to be Rosa. She says that she argued with her mother and asks to meet again. Moments later, Dora finds Zoe and tells her to stay away from Rosa. If she doesn't, Dora will tell Zoe's parents about the naughty pictures she posts online. When Dora gets home, she tells Rosa they must make a video if she wants to be fed. Rosa has no choice but to clean up the mess and change her clothes. When she starts the review, Dora keeps interrupting her because she doesn't look happy enough. Since many parts of the bedroom are broken, they record in a different corner from usual and claim that she's at her father's home. After many failed attempts, Dora finally lets her eat. The next day at school, Dora tells the principal that Rosa is at her father's home so she will be absent for a few days. She flirts with him to keep him from asking too many questions. After class, Luana asks if Rosa is okay. Dora tells her the same excuse and gives her back the phone. After Dora leaves, Luana checks the messages in her old phone and notices that everything has been deleted. At that moment a message from Zoe arrives, so Luana tells her that Rosa is on a trip. Zoe immediately replies explaining that something is wrong. At home Luana watches the new video and notices it's very different from usual. She texts Rosa asking her why she didn't tell her she was on a vacation. Dora replies to her pretending to be Rosa and repeats the same story. At the same time, Zoe takes screenshots to gather clues. The next morning, Rosa hides behind the door. When Dora brings her breakfast, Rosa pushes her and tries to escape. Unfortunately, Dora grabs her and brings her down before locking her up again. Now Rosa has to eat the fallen breakfast on the floor. At school, Luana tries to ask about Rosa, but Dora dodges all her questions. Later she talks to Zoe, who informs her that Rosa's father was never around, so the story has to be a lie. They agree to keep an eye on Rosa's house and their conversation is overheard by Vera. Meanwhile, Dora keeps meeting in secret with Beto and says they should run away together. When Beto goes home, Luana sees him from her window. That night, Dora gets extremely drunk. She puts on Rosa's accessories and pounds on her door, calling her ungrateful. Rosa asks for the truth again, so Dora admits she gave her the medication, claiming that it didn't hurt her. When Rosa asks about her father, Dora explains she doesn't know who he is. Then Dora brings her some old pictures and Rosa learns that she's celebrated some birthdays twice. She wants to know her real age, but Dora only says that growing up is awful. The next day Vera breaks into Dora's home, accidentally triggering an alarm. Rosa screams for help, but Vera is already leaving. Dora gets an alert on her phone, so she rushes to her house. Vera is waiting outside and assures her it was a false alarm, showing her a screenshot from her own cameras as proof. 2 weeks later, Rosa agrees to behave and make more videos in exchange for going back to school. Zoe takes screenshots from every video and sends them to Luana. It turns out Rosa has been hiding things in her toys to spell secret messages like SOS. The girls decide to post all this on social media and start the hashtag #SaveRosa, which immediately goes viral. Even Beto and the school staff see it. The next morning Dora wakes up to find thousands of notifications on her phone. When she discovers what happened, she furiously grabs Rosa by the hair and forces her to get ready for a special video. Rosa tells everyone that she's fine and they should stop spreading rumors. Luana believes her and yells at Zoe for tricking her. Afterward, a desperate Zoe goes to the police. Since they grew up together, she's living proof that Rosa can't be 13. In just a few hours, multiple news sites publish a story about what Dora did to her daughter. Soon Vera, the principal, and the school nurse are talking to the police too. As soon as Dora sees this, she starts packing to run away. It's revealed she has a hidden safe with lots of cash. Later Vera finds a letter from Beto, who has abandoned his family to run away with Dora. After driving for hours, Beto stops to get some food. Dora uses the chance to run to the bus stop and leave without him. During the trip, Dora watches the videos one last time before deleting the whole channel. Outside the house, a crowd is gathered around the authorities. Vera opens the door for them and the paramedics soon find Rosa unconscious in her room. When they take her to the ambulance, dozens of fans take pictures of her sick face. Unfortunately, Rosa doesn't survive, which inspires the hashtag #SaveTheRosas as a way to look at kids being used for money. Sometime later, Dora is living happily in a new city. She's gotten pregnant on purpose so she can have a new baby to use as another influencer. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.